Hello everyone and welcome back to the final part of the quest system for my Unreal Engine 3D platformer tutorial series. In this one we will be completing all the rest of the questing system, including tracking our quests like so, having auto accepting quests and auto completing quests. We're also going to have all the quest UI stuff pop up correctly, update in real time, so we track it and you'll see we update in real time like so. And then we'll also just bug fix the rest of the system as well as moving the quest into the completed section, which was a bit time consuming. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Okay, so first we need to come to our UI folder, go to our quest folder, and we're going to create a new widget blueprint that will handle our quest tracker. So come over to user interface, get widget blueprint, user widget, WB quest tracker. Open it up, and we're gonna get a canvas panel, as this will go across our whole screen, like so. And then we're gonna need a vertical box. So, and we're gonna make sure it's to the top left, top right, and we'll just move it about 100. Let's move it a bit further down. Actually, let's anchor it to the right. Yeah, I'd say that's about good. And we'll change the sizing to be about 350 by 120. Now let's make it a bit more, so maybe 200. Yeah, that's fine. And we want it to be aligned like so. Then what we're gonna need is we're gonna need text. Look at the top here and make sure this is variable. I say text quest name, and then we'll need another vertical box. In our vertical box, so make sure it's variable, label it objectives, like so. Okay, so with your vertical box, make sure you fill it. And then what we need to do is we need to go to our graph, and on the constructs, we can get rid of these, is we're going to, make sure, okay, those are variable because we set them up already. But we're going to drag out our text block, like so. We're going to go set text. There we go. And connect it up. And now we need to get the quest details, right? And like we've done before, we're just going to get quest actor. This will be of type quest base. Objective reference, make sure it's instance editable and exposed to spawn. Drag it out. Go get quest details, make sure it's this blue one, and then just right click on the pin and split it. So now we got the quest name. I connect it up like so. There we go. I'll save. Okay, so now we need to go and set the rest of the objectives that will fill in this section, this vertical box objectives, and we already have that code, so we don't need to redo it. Let's just go over to our quest giver, to the code here, and we essentially want this break, this get, this for each loop, oops, yes, this, so copy this, and we're gonna go here, paste it, so connect this up like that, and connect this up like that. And the next thing we need to do here is drag out our vertical box variable and go add child to vertical box. So, and then we just want to connect like that. Well, there. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to add a new event so that if we update our tracker with a new quest, it will update this whole set of variables, right? So create a custom event called update quest. And all we're going to do here is drag out, so set it, and this will be an input. So we're getting this information from somewhere, and we're setting it like this, right? So regardless of on construct, we'll get the quest details, or when we update, we'll get the quest details. Okay, so what we're going to do next, is we're going to come over back to here, and we're going to find our quest entry, here. And we're going to add another button onto here. But what we're going to do in the meantime is, because we can't put this button directly onto here, I don't think, because it's going to be a button on a button, so it's going to cause a problem like you see like that. All we're going to do is we're going to wrap this with a horizontal box, like so. And then the horizontal box, we can then go and change the sizing, I think. Fine as it is, we've got the padding all the way around. So now we can go and add the button to the horizontal box at the end here. And let's just say this is the button track quest, like so. And we can set the padding for this is 5. Vertically aligned like that, and put 5 around here, just so we have something a bit more like that. And then we can change how the button is. So let's add text to it, like so. And we'll say this text. Oh nope, that's editable text box. So it's text, like so. And we'll just say track on it, like so. And then we'll make the button invisible, like so. Or if we do, we can make it like really dark and say it's like a 0.2, just so that it's a bit darker, so it would look like that. And obviously style it how you want. And then when we have it pressed, it will go all white, which we probably don't want. We'll just leave it as is and put it back to like 0.4 maybe. So when it's pressed, it goes a bit darker, but it's fine, right? Now we're going to come over to the graph. Okay, so now that we've got this, come over to your button track quest, and we're going to say the on clicked, right? So we get this nice event, and we're going to create a new event dispatcher, and this event dispatcher needs to be accessed by all the other systems we've built. So that's why we put it under event dispatcher, as then it's called by everything, right? So create a new one called button track. Okay, that's fine. We add a new input like we did with the others. This will be quest actor. So, and will be our quest base. That, and then compile, save, and just drag it out as a call. And because we've already got this quest actor here, we can just drag it in like so. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to come back over to our content browser and open up our quest log, which I think is this one here. Yep. Okay, let's go over to a graph, and then we're going to come over to this bind event like it is here. And we don't have a rewrite node, so let's just create a rewrite node for this, just make it a bit easier for us, like so. And we're going to go here and go bind on quest select. I think that's what we called it. Let's just double check. Bind on quest button tracked. Sorry, that's it. Bind on button like that. This is why it's important to have strong naming conventions, otherwise you end up doing silly things like that. So create a new custom event from the event, and we call this update quest. No, let's call it track quest. Track quest. And from here we're going to go create widget. Get the tracker. So, and quest actor will be from this quest actor here, right? And then we'll promote this to a variable so we can access it later. And we'll call this quest tracker. And then we're gonna add to viewport, like so. I'll save. Okay, so a bit of change. Okay, so now that we've got the actual code in place, we need to make sure we don't have bugs. So to do this, we're gonna get our quest tracker here and right click on it and convert it to a validated get, so that if it already exists, we're going to do something, but if it doesn't exist, then we got this here, right? We create the widgets. But if it does exist, what we're going to do is get our tracker and we're going to call the update quest event, like so. And obviously we need to import our quest tracker, like so. So let's just do this. Let's see. Comment this update tracked quest, and this here will be create tracked quest widget, just so that we know exactly what we're doing with each of these. And you can make some rewrite notes to make it cleaner if you want, as this is quite messy. Actually, I'm going to clean up a bit of this, so let's just move all of this down. Can't do that. Move this down just so that we're not having code connect with each other. So compile and save. What we need to do now, because this will create the widget and display it for us, we need to, when we hand in the quest, be able to remove the objective. So we're going to come over to our blueprints, go to components, and nope, we're going to go to the quest system and find our quest log component. That's the one. And we're going to go over to our completed quest section over here, and we're going to create a new event dispatcher. I'll call this on quest completed, and like the others, we'll have it called quest actor, and this will be of quest base, right? Quest base, like so. Okay, so we can call this now. Cool. And we need this quest actor info, right? Which we have called get quest actor on this function. So drag that out like so, and connect this up like that. Quest actor to quest actor, and then quest ID will be this quest ID over here. So we can rewrite this like so, right? Okay, so come over back to our quest tracker now, and we need to essentially implement that event we just created, right? So we're going to come over here to the quest completed and go, gee, let's do this. Get player character. So now we're going to go get component by class, like that. And we're going to get the quest log component, like that. And we're going to go then to bind event to, nope, let's try here, bind event to on quest completed. There we go, like that, right? And obviously we need to then create a new custom event, and we'll call this quest complete, right? And we need to make sure that the quest that we're completing is equal to this quest actor here, right? And if it is, get a branch, and if it is true, we're just gonna remove from parent, like so. Okay, so now let's go ahead and test this out. So go over here, open up our quest, which is here, click the big track button, and as you can see on the screen here, it's there. Okay, so now that we're here, you can see in we don't have any quests, nothing, because it's a fresh one. So let's go over to our quest giver, interact with them, get the quests, right? So we go over here, click on the quest, you can see now we can click track, and we've got this bug where this pops up, and I'll show you how to fix this now, right? But our quest is on the side, so let's find the strange thing on stage. Nice, done. We can come over here, done. Kill 2 enemies. Yeah, and then collect the 2 strange spheres. So, right? So you can see on our quest, technically everything here is fixed. We've got a bit of bug on the screen here. But if we come over here and we complete the quest, now you see the objective disappears, right? So let me fix the quick Z order and then we can move on. We will fix the bugs of the objectives not updating in the next section. So what we did to fix the Z order is we want to come back over here to our tracker, not to the tracker but to our quest giver. Nope, not this one. Here, this one, the way we created the track widget, and the Z order, we just want to change this to -1, so it's always behind, right? Let me show you that quickly. So if we go get our quest quickly, lift it, quest, here it is, tracked. See, it's now behind our screen, and there we go. So I'm just gonna press 9 to save our game quickly, so we know it's exactly, we don't have to re-pick up the quest. Okay, well, the next part we're gonna make the auto accept on quests, so that we can automatically give quests to the player, let's say on level load, or if they overlap a certain objective, right? So first what we're going to do is we're going to come to our quest data table. We're going to add a new row and we'll change this to 10002. I'm just doing this because we already got this quest and I prefer if we could just add this here. So we're just going to call this auto accept quest. Just copy it 3 times. Oops, why is this giving me long things? Okay, let's just empty this, go auto accept quest and do it again. So is it a main quest? Yes. Stages 1, stage name, get accepted, get accepted, currency reward of 10, and then we can add objectives, location, description, file location, objective ID, location. Let's just copy it from the other quest actually for the objective ID, location test 01. Yeah, let's just copy that across so that we have that. One. There we go. It's a location quest. There we go. Okay. So now we actually need to change how our data table or structure is created. So we need to tell the system whether it is auto accepted or if we need to speak to somebody to accept the quest. So come over to quest details and we're going to add a new variable here called auto accept with a question mark and leave it as a boolean, right? And then we can go back to our data quests here and say this one here is indeed a auto accept, as you see here. Save. Okay, so now we need to go over to our quest giver component, which is this one here, right? So just don't know why that's happening, but here we've got this interacted with, right? So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to drag off of the true here to see whether we've got the quest or if we're going to accept the quest. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our quest data, drag it out, and we're going to split it so we get this quest data table, right? And all we're going to do is get data table row. So make sure it's the quest system over here, and we're going to connect this up like so. Then we're going to break hit results. And on here, we're just going to hide all unconnected pin except the auto accept, right? Because what we want to do is add a branch here. All this auto hide does is it just hides the rest of the pins. We only want the auto accept for this check, so that's the one we ticked on. And if it's false, then we go here. And if it's true, and for the true, we can use the objectives we've already, or the code we've already done. So come back over to your content browser, and we're going to go to the UI quest folder and find the quest giver, right? And we're going to have the on accept, which is this one over here. And essentially we're just going to copy all of this data. So copy this, and copy that, and come back over here and paste it up at the top here, right? I'm going to connect to the true, like so. And obviously we need a quest ID, which is going to be this one here, like so. And then what we can do is get all of this, copy and paste, and that will get it to our quest system. Okay, so what we need now is we need to get a actor that would give us the quest automatically. So come over here, create a new world class actor, builds BP, quest giver, and we can use this in a variety of different other blueprints, right? So this will just house our original details. So come over here, we're going to get a new variable called quest data, and this will be of data table row, data table row handle, right? So click compile, so you have access to the details, and we're going to come to the data table here and select the quest system, just like so. And we're going to come over to the event graph. We're going to create a new custom event. We'll call this give quest auto, right? And what we're going to need is we're going to actually copy some code that we did already on the quest giver component, right? It is this check over here. It just checks if we have the quest already. So we're just going to copy this exactly as it is. And this is just a check to see that we don't have the quest already. So for instance, if we load into the game, get our quest automatically, save our game, then reload the level, it doesn't re-add the quest as a separate quest in our quest. So that's what this does. And from here, we're going to get my player character, that function library we created, and we're going to get the quest log component, VPC quest log, like so. And from here, we're going to go add new quest, like so. And then we're going to get the data table row and just split it to get the quest. And like that. I'll save. Now, the one thing we need to do is we need to make this instance editable, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that when we spawn on this label, it will auto give us the quest. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag this out anywhere in the world, just so long as we have this here. And then you should see here under quest data, under defaults, we will get our quests. And we want to give it this quest, the quest number 2, right? The one we created earlier. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come up to the top where the like 3 little branches are and open up the level blueprint, right? And with this quest giver component, this actor selected, you can right click and create a reference to it. Otherwise, what you can do is you can click and drag in from your outliner into the level blueprint as well, and it'll do the same thing. But now that that's here, on the begin play, so get drag out of here and go add quest. Nope, not that one. It's the give quest auto, which is what we created earlier, and it will give us that quest. So that is this quest over here. Remember, strong naming conventions will help a lot. Okay, and now we can test it out. So if I open up this and we go open our quest system, here's our auto accept quest like we did, and there's our first quest. So that's how easy it is. Now that we're done with the overall coding, we're going to go ahead with a bit of bug fixing, changes, and such to the quest system, right? So let's start with this. Okay, for this section, we're going to go to our quest base. Okay, to come over to your quest base, and we're going to get to this on objective found, right? And we're going to come to the end here, and we're going to move this return node over. And after this, all we're going to do is we're going to create a new event dispatcher and call it here, right? So we're going to call it objective herd. Let's say update herd. right? Call it here like so. So now that we've done that, what we're going to do is compile save, go over to our quest tracker, and here at the start, we want to essentially call it on this update as well as on the construct, just in case we already have it, right? So grab this quest actor, right click and convert to validated get, right? And then just control click on this pin and drag it over to here, right? So essentially what will happen is it will check that we've got the quest actor is valid, and then it will go ahead with the code. So from here, all we're going to do is we're going to drag our chair and go bind event to on objective update, right? Like so. And then we're going to connect this down here. Yeah, so obviously we need to create a new custom event, and let's just call it update objective heard. Make sure I've spelled everything correctly. I did. And we're just going to call this update quest. Update quest, like so. And we need the quest actor, which is this quest actor here, right? So essentially, when we call this event, it is then going to call the update and update the whole system, right? So what we need to do as well is we need to basically what will happen is every time we update the quest, it will go ahead and recreate this quest objective widget, right, and add it. So essentially what we'll end up with is a bunch of stacking of quests in a list rather than just the one. So to fix that, all we need to do is come over to update quest after the quest actor, and all we're going to do is we're going to drag out the vertical box like so, and we're going to go clear children like so, and this will just clear out whatever's in the vertical box beforehand. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go over to our quests. So we've got a quest here, our first quest, we're going to track it, right? So find thing on stage, here we go. Boom, it's been updated, right? And we don't have any stacking. Same with when we go here. And then we're going to collect these two. So that's how we can go ahead and do that. Okay, so what we're going to fix now is we're going to fix the handing in of quests. So currently how it stands is if we complete all the objectives and hand in the quest, we've completed the quest, but then we can accept the quest again as a new one, right? So that is then going to allow us to do the quest again, which obviously we don't want. But what we need to do is we need to come over to our quest giver. Is it this quest giver? Just double check. Nope. Yes, it's this. Okay, under your quest giver component, right? So essentially we're gonna change the code a bit here to be check for our active quests, right? So we're gonna open up, we just double click on the active query quest, right? And we're gonna basically query complete a quest. So what we're gonna do instead of recoding everything is just duplicate this, and we're gonna go query completed quests, right? And all we're gonna do is change this to that, and the rest is all fine. So compile. So come back over here, and we're just gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna go query completed quests, and we do the same to that, and copy the not boolean because we're going to make sure that we haven't completed the quest, right? And then we're just going to and this so that both of these have to be negative, or so basically the quest can't be active and we can't have completed it, and if both of those are true, then we can go ahead and accept the quest, right? So let's so the next problem we'll encounter is basically when we hand this in and we've completed the quest, we'll no longer be able to accept the quest, but we can keep accepting the rewards, which obviously is a problem because it's an easy way to farm XP, money, whatever, and we only want it to happen once. So to fix that, we need to come over to our quest base and add a new variable here called is handed in. It's essentially like another complete, but this is separate, and that it only exists for the check, not actually for the quest completion system, right? I can close out some of those, right? And then we're going to come over to our quest log component, right? And we're going to go to the complete quest over here, and we're going to set the variable here, right? So on quest actor, we're going to go set is handed in, like so. And we'll do it before the call, just to make sure we're not getting any bugs beforehand, right? So like that. Compile, you shouldn't get any errors. If you do get an error, just make sure that you compiled and saved your quest base. Okay. So we're going to come back over to our query completed quest now, right? And drag this over because we're going to add a new variable. So come over to your outputs, you're going to add a new variable, make it a boolean, and make sure it is the same, is handed in, like so. Okay, everything's spelled fine, which is great. And all we want to do is we want to get the quest actor like this. The quest ID will be this one. And we're going to check, is this valid? So we're just checking that if the quest is valid, and that we're not getting any weird errors. Let's just rewrite this as well. So like this, right? So if it's not valid, we can then do that. And we're going to check that it's true on the assumption that if we don't have the quest in our active quests, and it's not available in the world, that means we have already completed it. So essentially that's what that is, right? And if it's not, if it is true, all we're gonna do is copy this over here, select this like this, and the return node will be this return node like before, and we can just rewrite it like so. But from here we're gonna go get is handed in, like this, and this will be up here, and we'll just rewrite these to make it a bit neater. Maybe let's put it up here instead, so that way we've got something a bit. Okay. Yeah. Oops. Just log components. Now we need to come over to our quest giver component, and it will be this check down here, because we already got this check over here that checks if we completed it or not, but we've got this here that says we have displayed the or we've completed the objectives, we just need to now display the rewards. So come over to here, just make some space from your quest actor, and from here we're gonna go get is handed in, so make sure that it is not true, so get a not boolean, and then we just make sure this is an and, so let's just stack these nicely so that the objective is not complete, or is complete, and we have handed it in, then we have not handed it in, then we can display this. If true, then we won't display it, right? Okay, so let me show you what I mean, right? So here on our quests, we've got this first quest, I'm going to track it. So let's just complete all the objectives. So objective, yeah. Okay, so we've completed all the objectives, and we're going to come over here and hand in the quest, right? So accept, and now if we're pressing F again, we can't get the quest, right? And you can see this is still here, which we need to bug fix, so we'll move it to the completed quest and disable the tracking. Great. So on our quests, not the accepted one, but the if we go over here and get the new quest, right, we've got this text block problem, right? So let's go ahead and fix that info. So come over to your quest objective widget blueprint, right? That will be in your UI folder. It will be this quest objectives, right? And this is we're going to change a bit of the code here. Well, not change, but add to the not valid, right? So essentially all we're going to do is we're going to copy everything here like so. This one here. So even if we don't have the quest and we're not tracking anything, we'll still get this info. Okay. So now we can go accept the quest. We've got it all the info there, and we can go ahead and get this and like boom. Okay. And no errors. There is one other thing I'd like to change quickly, which is to change on the HUDs itself. I think it's these. When we go to the checkboxes, they're still focusable, which is a problem. So come click on them and just change this is focusable to be off, so that when we're pressing tab in our game, we shouldn't now get be able to click on this, which is correct. So we just have this, and because it's not focusable, we can drag over all of this, right? Okay, so a bug I noticed as well is if we go and we track this quest like so, and we come over to our quest and accept this one, and then go to track it, we get this awful overlay, which is not great. So let's fix that quickly as well. So what we're going to do is open up everything we've been working on. Is it under quest base? Okay, so what we want to do is when we come over to our quest log, and when we started this, we had this track quest function, right? Which we currently don't have anything in. So what we want to do is we want to come over to our, okay, so you want to come over to your game menu quests, and essentially we're just going to copy all of this code, or cut it, because we're going to go back to our quest log component and paste it under this quest track, right? Like so, that we have it like this, right? And you can see that these are grayed out. I told you this trick before, just right click and create variable, and that will create all of this, right? And we can just connect these up actually. Quest tracker to quest tracker, and quest actor to quest actor, like so, right? File, shouldn't get any errors, right? And then we can come back to the game menu here and go drag out, get rid of these, and we're gonna get player character, not my player character, this one. We're gonna go get quest, get component by class, and quest log, quest BBC quest log, like so. It is, and we're just gonna go track quest function, like so. Connect this up. I forgot, we need to go back here. This quest actor actually needs to come from here, so delete what I did there, just drag this quest actor in here. That's fine, compile, and now we go back here and you'll see we have quest actor, so we can just do that. So if we check now, we can go and track this quest, right? Go accept this, yeah, and track that, and that did not work. Okay, so my bad, I forgot. What we want to do here is, this was unchecked before, I mean unconnected, so just connect this up like that. We can reroute, make it cleaner, and now if we check, we can go ahead and track this quest. Then we can come over here, accept, and track the next quest, right? We can go back, track, happy days. So from here, we're going to drag out a branch, connect it up like this. We can disconnect this for now, it's over. Then we're going to get our current stage, and we're going to increment it, right? Like this This basically just adds a +1 to our current stage, or +1 to whatever we're doing. And then we can go to our here we can get our quest details. So break them open, and from the quest detail stage we can get last no, it's not valid, is valid index, and that would be this one here. So basically it just goes through the stages to see if there is another stage, right? So we can connect this up, and that will be our condition. So if there is no other index, then we can mark this as completed, like so. But if there is, then we're gonna have to get quest details, like so, and connect it up like that. So now we're gonna go into our quest details, change code here. Yeah, so the reason we came here is just to make sure that in this get we're on our current stage here, so that it updates correctly. If that's all fine, then we can move on to the next section. Yeah. Next, we want to come over to our game menu quests, and we're going to come down to the display quest here, and we need to make sure that we're updating everywhere that we're getting the stage with the quest details. So we're going to drag out our quest actor like so, and we're going to get this current stage, get current stage like so, and connect this up like that. Okay. We need to do it everywhere that we can, so don't forget to compile and save. So check again, here we are. So quest actor, get current stage, next up, connect it up. Yeah, so next we need to do is we need to validate this index as well. So just drag out from your quest stage, get valid index, right? And we'll put this here, and we'll connect up the stage, and then we're just going to get a branch from here to connect this up, right? So this is just checking that when we're updating the tracker, that the next stage is valid, and if it is, then we'll do that, right? But if not, we're going to have to then do some changes. So let's come over to our quest tracker, and we're going to add another text block. So let's get text and connect this into the vertical box, but we want it above the other vertical box, like so, right? And by default we're going to set it to collapse, that way our vertical box takes up the most space, and we're going to make sure that it's variable, and this will be text block hand in text. By default we'll make it say hand in the quest to quest giver. Get the font and such, so nice and small, say 14 there, and make it light, like such, right? And basically now when we come over to the graph, on the false here, we can go and set the hand in text. Visibility, set visibility to visible, like so. Compile, save, let's just save everything and just double check that this works. So I'm gonna come over here, check we've only got this auto track quest, which we're not interested in, but we'll come to get this quest, find the thing on the stage, which is this thing here, track it, see, find thing on stage, which I'm fairly certain is this, and it says collect spheres, as it says, got to there, and that says hand in the quest. Now we can go over to the quest giver and complete the quest. Happy days. Okay, so next we're gonna make the autocomplete functionality, which is, let's say, like an auto hand in type of deal. So we're gonna go to our struct, and we're gonna add a new variable called autocomplete, leave it as a boolean, like so. Save. Now if we go back over to our quest system, you'll see we've got under our quests, stages, each one is it auto complete. So we'll just set the first one to be auto completed so that when we hand it in, we don't have to go talk to the person again, right? Just make sure you compile and save all your stuff. Yeah, this is basically everything. Save all. Okay. So what we want to do then is we want to come over to our quest base, and we're going to go to the completed section over here, and we just need to basically query if the quest has been auto completed. So we're going to get our quest details, drag it out and split it that so we get all these stages, and we're going to check this auto complete. So get a branch, that's up, and if it is auto complete, we're going to get player character, this one on my player character, get component by class like we've been doing, component by class, get the quest log, so yeah, and we're gonna say and in quest, right, like this. We're not running any code here, and this quest ID will be this quest ID here. So connect this up like that. It's over. I'll save. Yeah, so let's test this out. So we did make sure it is auto completed. Yep. So part 1, accept the quest. I've got to find the stage, which is here. Find the thing stage, have days. Get these, have days. No, sorry. Yeah, this we're gonna fix now because it needs to go to our quest, completed quest, because technically it's completed but it hasn't been yet, right? So we'll need to do that, but it's now working. Okay, and for the final part of the bug fix, which is to track multiple quests, well, we have quests that we can track, like this auto accept, which is to go to the location, and we have this other one which I created, was kill 2 quests. And then we can also go get our 3rd quest from here. This was all done during testing phase, so we can switch between. So we have 3 quests we can now look at, right? So if I go to the auto accept one, it's to go to the location here, which now you can see moves it into the completed quest and makes it untrackable. And we've completed the quest and it gave us some money. So if we go to the 2nd quest, just kill 2 targets. Yeah, and now we go check again, it's gone there and we've completed the quest. So to achieve this took a bit of testing, quite a lot of testing. So I'm just going to talk you through what I did to get this working, and we can get it into your own. I won't be recreating the code, but I'll talk you through it, right? So what we want to do is we're going to come over to our quest entry, and the first thing we want to do is we want to make it so that this button, once the quest is complete, it makes this button invisible so we can no longer track completed quests, right? So what we do is on the event pre-construct, we're going to come to the after our set text, we're going to get our player character, get a component by class, the quest log, and we're going to query the completed task, right? And for that, we're going to then drag out the branch, or get a branch, and make sure it's the return value, because we don't want it to be the hand in, because that just assumes the quest is always complete, which it does, it's not true. So just make sure it's on the return value, and your quest ID will be this quest ID from your variables, and then you can set it to hidden. So that's the only thing we need to do here. So now we can, okay. So next thing we want to do is come over to your quest log, your game menu quest log system. And we're going to do something similar again, and this will just be so that it actually moves the quest into our quest log in the correct spot. So if it's on the main quest, it will go to complete the quests, right? So what you want to do is you want to come just before or just after our data table row on creating the quest entry widget, and we're going to make a branch, right? And for the condition, we're going to get my player character, get the quest log, and again query the completed quests, right? And if the quest is not completed, so false, we'll do it like we did originally. So it will go through and just make all of this go to the correct place, right? And if it is true, if the quest is completed, then we're going to add it to the scroll box completed. So just drag out from scroll box completed and add child, like so. And then your content will come from your return value of your widget. And because we don't want to go with a bind event on tracked, we're just going to duplicate this event here and connect it up like so, right? So compile and save. And then the last thing we need to do is on our BPC quest log, right? Where we got our query, we're going to come to the completed quest. You can go over to the left side here, double click on it. And all we need to do is after we've completed the quest, we need to clear the tracker, right? So pull out your quest tracker variable and just remove parent or remove from parent, like so. And then once that's done, we want to set the tracker to be false or empty. So just drag it out, don't put anything in here, and just set it like that. Because without it, whenever we complete a quest, we can't track another quest. So this just makes sure that the widget is actually removed, because if you go to the track quest, it has this validation check. And what's happening is it's not correctly releasing the data. So we just have to force it to release the data, and then it will update it accordingly. Okay. And that will be it for this. So just to cover everything, we implemented we added the tracking system. We changed the different stages to increment correctly. We added auto accepting and auto completing quests. We updated the UI in real time. So if we were to track a quest like this one, we've now got to collect 2 spheres, so we can track in real time like so. And now we can go hand it in. We fixed all the bugs with the UI itself so that we get all the correct stuff to display. We moved the quest into the completed quest section. And we fixed any other bugs to do with our quest system. So that's going to be it for this video. We're probably in the next one going to continue with bug fixing, but it will be the other bugs from the game before we move on to AI. I know this one's been a bit longer, but I wanted to get the quest system out the way from the start. So that's going to be it for this one. I hope you learned something, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to answer them the best I can. Cheers for now.